were talking the other day about how DMs weren't a factor in the 80s, but people found other ways to creep and contact people.
You need to quit creeping.
Yeah. And it wasn't just like people, you would get creepy people trying to contact you for whatever reason, business, trying to sell you something, different things like that. But yeah, we're going to talk about who and why people creep into our DMs.
Creep.
Coming up on Surviving Marriage Podcast.
Welcome to the Surviving Marriage Podcast with Rufus and Jenny, marriage educators, best-selling authors, and relationship disruptors, giving you marriage education from decades of marriage experience. Here's Rufus and Jenny Triplett.
Thank you to Let's Get Checked for sponsoring this video.
Let's Get Checked makes professional health testing easy by letting you get tested without having to visit a healthcare provider.
Choose your test online, and it will be delivered to you in discreet packaging.
Once your sample arrives in the laboratory, confidential results will be available from your secure online account within 2 to 5 days.
Once your results are available, they will be reviewed by a physician. A nurse will then contact you for a consultation over the phone. In some cases, the physician will be able to provide prescriptions to the pharmacy of your choosing.
Let's Get Checked laboratories are CLIA approved and CAP accredited, which are the highest ranking levels of accreditation. Let's Get Checked lets you avoid uncomfortable office visits by providing you with access to home testing and professional medical consultations without ever having to leave your home. It's never been this simple to get tested.
So if you want to get tested at home, visit trylgc.com/Rufus and Jenny.
Special offer for Rufus and Jenny viewers. Click the link in this video description and get 30% off of your test. Now, what do you need to do? Let's get checked.
This video is sponsored by BetterHelp.
We just did a podcast on counseling versus therapy. It's definitely good for you.
Without a healthy mind, being truly happy and at peace is hard. The good news is therapy works.
But what is therapy exactly? It's whatever you want it to be. Maybe you're not feeling motivated right now and would like some tools to help. Or maybe you're feeling insecure in your relationships or at work, not dealing well with stress. Whatever you need, it's time to stop being ashamed of normal human struggles and start feeling better, because you deserve to be happy. And now you don't have to worry about finding an in-person therapist near you to help.
BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with the therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera that you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy and can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours.
Join the millions of people who are seeing what online therapy is really about. It's always a good time to invest in yourself because you are your greatest asset. And special offer to Rufus and Jenny listeners and viewers, you can get 10% off your first month of professional therapy at BetterHelp.com/Rufus and Jenny. That's BetterHelp.com/Rufus and Jenny. Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video.
We're going to talk about our book a little bit. Our book, Surviving Marriage in the 21st Century. You guys see that?
We wrote a book that has changed our lives. We started finding ourselves in international destinations. We've done book signings in Dubai. We've been to Cuba. And even last month, we found ourselves in Bucharest.
But let me tell y'all something. Ain't no black people in Bucharest.
Our book has transcended race, religion, age, ethnicity, and just about every demographic you can name. We've appeared in major media, TV, print, and radio with speaking engagements in front of thousands around the world. And now we have a course to show you how we did it and how you can too. If you've been wanting to write a book and not sure how to get it done, this course is for you.
Welcome to all of our global listeners around the world. Welcome to another episode of Surviving Marriage
Around the Wheezy.
Yes, we are your co-hosts, Rufus and Jenny Triplett, husband and wife team.
Hello. I'm sorry. That was my D. I'm sorry.
Best-selling. What's wrong with that? Best-selling authors is a good impression. International speakers, and we dabble on the mic with this podcast.
Dibbly dabbly dibby. That's all I do.
Anything else is Google-licious, okay? So as we wind down season 4 of this podcast, we hope that we can continue to be informative as well as entertaining, because it's all about the information.
Please give these people some information.
It's all about the information. But we don't want to be boring. We don't want to be boring.
It depends.
Yeah.
If I'm sleepy or not that day.
And I think just like real life experience, our real life experience, because we've lived 5 decades, keeps us entertaining.
Praise be to the Most High.
Keeps us entertaining.
Give him all that glory.
Living past 50 is a blessing, because there's a lot of people that ain't making it.
I don't know how I did it. I came up out of Flint, Michigan up in there.
That didn't
I was just happy to leave the city.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to be speaking about, some entertaining ways that people contact us and what they say. Okay. Back in the 80s, it was a chore trying to get in touch with people.
Girl, back in the 80s, it was about them 76s there.
For business. And I know because I started trying to contact people for business back in the 80s as a teen, actually. It was a whole chore.
What in the going on is we doing up in here?
I'm tired.
My turn.
I'm tired. Is that the first time I've yawned doing a podcast? It might be.
Need to start getting some sleep around here.
It just goes to show you how tired I actually am. Okay.
When I say go to bed, that means go to bed.
All right, so back in the 80s, they actually had receptionists and secretaries that were gatekeepers to stop you from trying to talk to people. And they supposedly took messages, some did, some didn't, that were barely or never returned.
What?
Secretaries, receptionists.
And they were gatekeepers?
They were gatekeepers.
Is that what you called them?
Because if you weren't someone important that was calling or trying to get in touch or whatever, they're not here or they're in a meeting, and they would supposedly take a message and maybe you would get a call back. Maybe.
I don't think they'd ever took some of my messages.
Exactly.
I used to call them companies all the time. I ain't getting no call back.
Exactly. And even sometimes when you walk up, because we used to roll up like on record companies and different things like that. You roll up, you still couldn't speak to the person because the receptionist was a gatekeeper.
Well, we call gatekeepers something else.
What's that? What's that?
It was something else.
What's that?
We're going to keep it moving up in here.
Yeah, we used to pull up. We used to pull up on record companies trying to bypass all of the red tape. So these days, folks have social media and DMs. Direct messaging, for those who don't know what the DM is. Everybody should know what
DM ain't the secretary, though, is it?
Are right now. Well, you don't. I guess the filter is the secretary, because you could filter. You can not read or read the message. So I guess the filter is the secretary.
Oh, that's the secretary.
The receptionist.
Oh, I need to talk to the filter then.
Now, even though you could send folks, DMs or messages, different things like that, that still doesn't mean that everyone is going to answer. And they shouldn't.
I tell you what, I don't answer all that stuff.
Well,
It depends.
I try to get to all of our DMs because I'm the type of person, like, if you're contacting me for a reason. Some of that stuff is spam.
You be answering the 800 numbers too. I don't answer all that stuff.
I answer all calls because you never know. You never know.
I ain't get into no argument with people.
But some of that stuff is spam, and I try to get to them all, and I either respond or block, like the spam, or somebody just constantly bugging you, trying to sell you something, trying to pitch you something, begging for money.
Well, I'm saying that's what the secretary do. She be blocking.
That's what the secretaries and receptionists
when you see
back
Rufus
in the day.
come across, don't give the manager the message.
Yeah, and some folks have a way of wasting your time. in the DMs. Like, seriously, because of what we do. Some people will contact us, say, "Oh, can I ask you a question?" You know, that kind of thing. But then want to talk for 15 minutes.
That how they sound?
You know,
sound like
because
a
it's back and forth,
something.
because it's not just one question. 15 minutes, we're already a quarter of a way into a consultation. So I try to just nip it in the bud and snippet the response or whatever, and tell them you need to book a consultation. Why are you sitting up here trying to nickel and dime, in the DMs?
Snippet.
It's a snippet.
That sounds too personal. That sounds like it hurt or something.
Let's talk about some of these messages that we get. People that follow us are just coming across us, know that we help couples. If you are just, tuning in, part of what we do is help couples.
Well, we don't help couples. He helps couples. We just a tool to try to do his work.
Now, we've been pretty successful in shutting down the nickel and dime questions, like I was saying earlier. And I mean that about the folks nickel and diming your time, giving you an example about just asking a question and different things like that. And then they proceed to write, this whole essay about everything that's going on in their lives.
What do you
Everything
mean, like
that's
when they
going
talking
on.
to you?
When they say, "Can I ask you a question?"
Oh, because you don't mean just actually writing nothing.
Yeah. We've actually gotten like 5-page letters in DMs.
That sounds like when them inmates be writing.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it's about what's going on in their marriage. So, I used to respond in detail, but now that I've shut it down and respond only about 2 sentences and tell them they need to schedule an appointment, that has shut down a lot of the DMs, like the long DMs.
When you hitting it on the button though, like they do be trying to sneak it in.
Exactly.
But let me just tell you this.
Right.
Can you tell me that after we book the appointment, please?
Exactly. And not only book the appointment, but speaking to both people. Because when you're sending me the 5-page letter, I'm only hearing your side.
Yeah,
your
but
version.
you be doing it again. You say one thing, and that one thing be like a 15-minute long one thing.
Well, let's relate
I'm
that
just saying.
If something is going on with your car. You can call a mechanic all day long.
Might be the water pump.
And describe it.
Might be the alternator.
But until you take it in for service.
Might be the radiator.
The mechanic can't help you.
I don't know. Did you try all of them yet?
Now, if only people valued their marriages this much, to take it into the mechanic.
As much as they value their cars?
To take it in the mechanic and get it checked out.
Ooh, look at this girl. She's spitting words up in here.
They got bars.
She's spitting.
If only people valued their marriage that much, okay?
I agree.
Then we have people contacting us in the business sense the same way. A lot of inquiries about getting, on our podcasts. There's some psychologists that will say, "Let's collaborate." And then they'll go on and say, "Well, let me be on your podcast to provide value to your listeners." So now correct me if I'm wrong, but collabs are supposed to be win-win for both parties.
Well, I'm saying, but let me see your sheet. Let me see your sheet.
Right.
What is that?
So, but
What is that right there, partner?
But that type of collaboration, I'm trying to understand, how does that
Help
win?
me understand.
How does that win? That sounds like a win for them.
Oh, that's a win.
Because they're trying to, get on our podcast and have a voice to our audience.
But hold on now. I don't mind. We do try to help people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I get it. But
I don't know you from Adam.
But to say collaborate,
yes.
Just say what it is.
Yes.
Say, can you help me?
Right.
Because when you say collaborate, and then that one sheet come,
yeah,
and my Rolodex come out there.
Exactly.
How we collaborating?
Exactly.
Well,
yeah.
Let me help you.
And see,
as much as I can, but the way we try to help people is a consultation.
Exactly.
I get you.
Exactly.
See, y'all, I get what she's saying.
And a lot of these people have platforms of their own, and they never reciprocate. Now that would be a collaboration. Like if we
Ooh,
cross market it,
you know,
that would be a collaboration. But they don't reciprocate, the platform.
I don't get that though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
when I hear that term, that we gonna help each other, and only one person is getting helped, I still don't get the concept.
And if you relate that to marriage, it can't be one-sided. It cannot be one-sided. And we are never in a shortage of podcast guests. We just haven't been booking them to be on the podcast because of our schedule. But we got people that we could actually book to be on our podcast, which we'll probably start doing next season. Our schedule just has to level out.
Well, it is called the Rufus and Jenny Show. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's just been really strange, with the podcast going on. And then we have the spammers, the bots. Won't even give them the time here. They're just annoying. If you're on Instagram and most of time, Facebook used to be Facebook, but Instagram now is just awful with the spam and the bots.
And the spam and the bots be one-sided, one all the way to the left and all the way to the right. We be trying to stay right in the middle. I be right there in the middle, and they be trying to pull me to one side or the other.
Okay. All right. So just to be clear, our DMs are open. So are our consultations. Let me say it again. Our DMs are open, but so are our consultations.
Our STUV.
So if you want your problem solved via our DM,
I don't solve problems.
it's not gonna happen, Captain.
I ain't no problem solver.
It's not gonna happen, Captain. It's just not gonna happen. So yeah,
I'm a tool in the problem solving, but I ain't the problem solver.
Yeah, and we talk about it all the time. Respect people's time. Respect people's time. I'm not blowing up anybody's DMs trying to, ask them to solve my problem.
Hey, would that be anything like when we used to call the radio station 1,000 times to play one song?
Kind of, sorta.
Well,
Because that's what you wanted.
I'm just saying.
That's what
I was trying to get what I wanted. I wanted
exactly.
The radio station got a program already. I'm trying to interrupt.
Sometimes they answered, sometimes they did not.
Hey, it's just like calling the radio station.
And sometimes
that's all I'm saying.
And sometimes you got a busy signal, and that's what you're gonna get.
That's
over
when
here.
they said, "Don't block this number right here."
That's what you're gonna get over here. Is a busy signal because we do stay busy, So schedule that consultation.
We're not trying to deter people.
No, we're not. We're just keeping it 100 as far as our time.
Okay, that's 100 though.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that.
We'll be right back with your food for thought. Hold what you got.
Thank you to Let's Get Checked for sponsoring this video.
Let's Get Checked makes professional health testing easy by letting you get tested without having to visit a healthcare provider.
Choose your test online, and it will be delivered to you in discreet packaging.
Once your sample arrives in the laboratory, confidential results will be available from your secure online account within 2 to 5 days.
Once your results are available, they will be reviewed by a physician. A nurse will then contact you for a consultation over the phone. In some cases, the physician will be able to provide prescriptions to the pharmacy of your choosing.
Let's Get Checked laboratories are CLIA approved and CAP accredited, which are the highest ranking levels of accreditation. Let's Get Checked lets you avoid uncomfortable office visits by providing you with access to home testing and professional medical consultations without ever having to leave your home. It's never been this simple to get tested.
So if you want to get tested at home, visit trylgc.com/Rufus and Jenny.
Special offer for Rufus and Jenny viewers. Click the link in this video description and get 30% off of your test. Now, what do you need to do? Let's get checked.
This video is sponsored by BetterHelp.
We just did a podcast on counseling versus therapy. It's definitely good for you.
Without a healthy mind, being truly happy and at peace is hard. The good news is therapy works.
But what is therapy exactly? It's whatever you want it to be. Maybe you're not feeling motivated right now and would like some tools to help. Or maybe you're feeling insecure in your relationships or at work. not dealing well with stress. Whatever you need, it's time to stop being ashamed of normal human struggles and start feeling better because you deserve to be happy. And now you don't have to worry about finding an in-person therapist near you to help.
BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with the therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera that you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy and can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours.
Join the millions of people who are seeing what online therapy is really about. It's always a good time to invest in yourself because you are your greatest asset. And special offer to Rufus and Jenny, listeners and viewers, you can get 10% off your first month of professional therapy at betterhelp.com/Rufus and Jenny. That's betterhelp.com/Rufus and Jenny. Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video.
We're going to talk about our book a little bit. Our book, Surviving Marriage in the 21st Century. You guys see that?
We wrote a book that has changed our lives.
We started finding ourselves in international destinations. We've done book signings in Dubai. We've been to Cuba. And even last month, we found ourselves in Bucharest.
But let me tell y'all something. Ain't no black people in Bucharest.
Our book has transcended race, religion, age, ethnicity, and just about every demographic you can name. We've appeared in major media, TV, print, and radio with speaking engagements in front of thousands around the world. And now we have a course to show you how we did it and how you can too. If you've been wanting to write a book and not sure how to get it done, this course is for you.
Food for thought. Food for thought.
In the food for thought for today, can we put some respect on the group chat?
Respect me.
Respect, we both have various group chats.
Love me or leave me, baby.
You have you and your brothers, me and my sisters, us and our boys. We have some Muslim groups that we're in, and et cetera, and some other, chats that gets established for whatever reason. And sometimes the group chat is better than Facebook. Sometimes
what?
Sometimes it gets really juicy.
Oh, no, that sounds like a mess up in there.
It gets juicy.
I don't do mess.
in the group chat. Why does it have to be messy to be juicy?
Because that's mess.
But it could be this just like really interesting conversation, like somebody telling a story. It could be a joke. It could be funny.
Well, if you get something out of it, cool. But sometimes people just like mess.
Well, sometimes it's a refreshing breath of communication away from the everyday scroll of social media, because you get to talk about different things.
Social media and
directly
politics.
With people that you know.
Girl, I get tired of hearing about politics all the time. Politics is just wrong.
Ain't
no middle line in politics.
The last 6 years have been just wrong. Yeah.
No, every year I've been on the face of this earth been wrong.
Just been wrong.
As far as politics, that's why, again, if it ain't middle, if it's far left, far right, you won't find me.
Put some respect on the group chat. All right. Just a few announcements before we go. Stay in touch across social media at Rufus and Jenny. You can subscribe, rate, and review. Have you subscribed, rate, and review this podcast? That helps us. Subscribe, rate, and review. And you can find us across social media at Rufus and Jenny on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We even got the TikTok and Instagram. And you can also find our books on Amazon. We have a new book, Send Me That Recipe. We have our Surviving Marriage books. They're all available on Amazon. We have our card game. You can go to RufusandJenny.com and pick up our card game. You can also Bread and Butter Farms, zero chemical, organically grown produce, grass-fed meats, and free-range chicken and eggs. Join their farm share now. You get 10 weeks of vegetables for you and your family. They also accept EBT. www.breadandbutterfarms.com for more information. That is Nicole and Musa out there with the farm. Farmers are so important, so please support them. They have a lot going on. They don't get the help that you think that they get. We know they don't get it. But yeah, make sure that you check them out.
Shoot, with they type of farming, you can eat the skin and everything. I'm just saying some of that other stuff, you can't eat the skin because there's too many pesticides all over the place.
True. You ready to ride, dear? You ready to ride?
Always.
Remember, marriage is a marathon, not a sprint. We're surviving it, and so can you.
We are Rufus and Jenny. Until the next episode, y'all be cool.
We'll be men and wives.